Assalamualaikum to Dr. Muhammad Zulkifli. I am Nur Alifran binti Osman will present about my individual assignment, which is financial statement analysis. For this assignment, I have chose two companies which are Jaya Tiasa Holding Berhad and Kuala Lumpur Kepong Berhad, or known as KLK Berhad. A little bit about these companies. Jaya Tiasa Holding Berhad is a company located at Sarawak and run an oil palm business. Meanwhile, Kuala Lumpur Kepong Berhad is also an oil palm plantation, but it is located at Negeri Sembilan. Moving on to the ratio calculation. For this ratio, I use liquidity ratio. These are the formulas of calculations that I have done to calculate every ratio. For current ratio, I divided the company's current assets to its current liabilities. As you can see, Jaya Tiasa Holding Berhad has its current assets RM329,733,000 and its current liabilities are M300 087,000. With this amount, its current ratio is 1.10. On the other hand, KLK Berhad recorded its current assets at 2,689,265,000 and its current liabilities at RM157,840,000. This makes their current ratio 17.04. This is the result for current ratio for both companies. Next, acid test ratio. For this part, the cash, short-term investment and account receivable been added together, then be divided to the company's current liabilities. Unfortunately, there is no short-term investment made by Jasa Tiasa Holding Berhad in 2020. So for Jaya Tiasa Holding Berhad, I only added the cash RM3403000 to its account receivables RM311,437,000, then divided the amount to its current liabilities as stated above. For the acid test ratio result, you can see that Jaya Tiasa Holding Berhad recorded 1.05, while KLK Berhad recorded 16.14 after its cash for year 2020, which is RM159,009,500 being added to its short-term investment RM770,616,000 and its account receivables RM187,099,000, and the amount was divided to its current liabilities as stated above. This is the acid test ratio or ratio for both companies. Let's continue with the account receivable turnover. To calculate this ratio, we need to divide the company's net sales to its average account receivables. The average account receivables can be calculated by adding the company's beginning and ending balance for account receivables for the year and divide to 2. For example, Jaya Tiasa Holding Berhad has RM221352000 net loss for year 2020. Its average account receivables is RM329,868,000 after the beginning of inventory of RM342,300,000 plus its ending inventory RM311,437,000 and divided to 2. After the calculation been made, we can say that the account receivable turnover for Jaya Tiasa Holding Berhad is negative 0.68. For KLK Berhad, its net sales for the year 2020 was RM654,476,000. Its average account receivables was calculated by adding RM42840,000 to RM157,840,000 and the amount divides with 2. After that, we will get account receivable turnover for KLK Berhad for 6.52. This is the result for both companies. Lastly, the inventory turnover. In this part, we need to divide the company's cost of goods sold to its average inventory. First, I calculated the cost of goods sold for each company by adding the beginning inventory and the purchase made throughout the year. After that, I subtracted the amount to the ending inventory balance for the year. So, for Jaya Tiasa Berhad, the calculation for its cost of goods sold would be RM22313000 minus RM11799000. There is no purchases made by Jaya Tiasa Holding Berhad in the year 2020. For average inventory, I repeat the same step for Jaya Tiasa Holding Berhad, but then the amount I divided with 2. Only after that, I applied the inventory turnover formula, which I divided the company's cost of goods sold to its average inventory. So here, we got the inventory turnover for Jaya Tiasa Holding Berhad is 4 times. Cost of goods sold for KLK Berhad, I added RM63996,000 with RM211133,000 and subtracted its ending inventory, which was RM54813,000. After that, I calculated its average inventory as stated above. Then I got inventory turnover for KLK Berhad for 47.98 times. This is the final result for both companies. Okay, now we can make analysis based on information that we got. Let us start with current ratio. The current ratio is a liquidity ratio that measures a company's ability to pay short-term obligations or those due within 1 year. It tells investors and analysts how a company can maximize the current assets on its balance sheets to satisfy its current debt and other payables. As you can see, both companies have its current ratio higher than 1, but KLK Berhad's ratio is too high. The good current ratio is between 1% to 3%. So in this situation, Jaya Tiasa Holding Berhad is more good at financial short-term strength. Next, acid test ratio. It uses a firm's balance sheet data as an indicator of whether it has sufficient short-term assets to cover its short-term liabilities. For this one, KLK Berhad still recorded higher number compared to Jaya Tiasa Holding Berhad. A good acid test ratio is higher than 1. So in this situation, both companies have good acid test ratio. However, KLK Berhad considered to be more financially stable. Furthermore, account receivable turnover is the number of times per year that a business collects its average accounts receivable. In this situation, KLK Berhad still higher than Jaya Tiasa Holding Berhad. Since in the year 2020, Jaya Tiasa Holding Berhad was facing a net loss, so their account receivables turnover are low. In this situation, KLK Berhad's account receivables turnover is in a good position. It shows that they enjoy a high-quality customer base that is able to pay their debts quickly. Last but not least, inventory turnover indicates the rate at which a company sells and replaces its stocks of goods during a particular period. In this situation, we can see that KLK Berhad is a lot more higher than Jaya Tiasa Holding Berhad. However, a good inventory turnover is between 5 to 10. So in this part, both companies did not have a good inventory turnover, which also means they do not have a balance between having enough inventory on hand and not having to reorder too frequently. That is all from me. Thank you.